Matt Fontana, and as always, take it easy. Should have known. Should have known it was going to be Todd Monken, man. Oh, Matt, what do you mean? The writing was on the wall. There's nobody I want. There's like just anybody but Monken. I should have known. I should have known. As soon as I sent that tweet out, there's zero part of me that wants Todd Monken as the Browns head coach. I'm not thrilled about Sheila. Schwartz is my pick, but just not Monken. Of course, that's how it was going to go. I am, like everybody, shocked. I'm shocked. And we're going to do this today of kind of like how I approach some things when it comes to sports, like the initial reaction, and then, you get a night to sleep, you come back, you think it back over. So the initial reaction, we'll get to that. I will bring up some things about why I think this eventually did land on Todd Monken for the Cleveland Browns, including a take that I've not seen anywhere. I brought it up with Ryan and Nick on our breaking news on Big Play on Wednesday. By the way, if you're not following Big Play on our app, on YouTube, on Twitter, we went live with the breaking news. I joined the guys. I brought this take up. I want to bring it back to the show today. We will, of course, discuss Jim Schwartz. Is he in the county? Packed his bags and I'm out. See you later, man. At least they gave him the chance to pack his stuff up. I didn't get that opportunity, but that's all right. We'll talk about Jim Schwartz here in a little bit, about what that means to Myles Garrett, the defense, and how this whole process led its way to Todd Monken. Cavs! Wow. What a nice win for the Cavs over the Lakers, and I always think it means something when LeBron is in town to show him. You got to let him know, right? Got to show him a little bit about what he might be coming back to one day. Ryan has held that dream for as long as I've known him. So we'll get to that. We got the week off for the Super Bowl. I think we do 2 parlays, right? I think we do a parlay this week. We'll do another parlay next week as we get ready to go for the big game coming up. We got it all for you. We'll get to the grid right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. Hey, it's Ryan Tyler. Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody joining us this week. As always, catch us on YouTube. Goes out Thursday morning. As soon as the show is done, we get it right up on YouTube. We go live on the social side of things, 7 o'clock on Thursdays. Of course, 4 o'clock Fridays on The Rock, presented by our great friends at Physicians Ambulance, FanDuel, and Garage Beer. Todd Monken, man. The Monk man. He's here. He's back. Can I tell you the last time I saw Todd? I don't know if I should. I don't think this is anything bad. So I had to go cover Cincinnati Browns, Freddie Kitchens' last game. We're down in Cincinnati. They're pretty sure Freddie's going to get fired. So hey, we want you to go cover the game with Tony Grossi. And I go, great. So I go down there. That Saturday night, Ohio State was playing Clemson in the college football playoffs.
Is that when they got whooped?
That's when Trevor Lawrence ripped off that 60-yard run and beat us. So I'm at an establishment with some of the other people who work for the Browns. And I look over, and there's Todd Monken. I was like, hey, Coach, how are you? He knew who I was. I was with the group of Browns people. But he was sitting there, he was just chilling. He was just hanging out. And I was like, oh, how's it going, Coach? Good to see you.
So you guys are friends?
Oh, best of buddies. I'll call him. I'll call him for you right now. But that was the last time I saw Todd Monken. So when he was back in this cycle, and I give Mary Kay Cabot a lot of credit. She kept saying, he's in this. He's in this. You might not see it, but he's in this. And they end up finding Todd Monken. People lost their minds. I've been doing this a long time, Ryan. And I've been through coaching searches and hires and draft picks. I've never seen something like I saw on Wednesday when it was borderline unanimous amongst the fan base that people go, what the hell did they just do? And I think it's in part because we were conditioned that everybody just thought it was going to be Shieldhouse. And then the rumbling started coming out. Okay, it's not going to be Shieldhouse. So okay, well, of course it's going to be Jim Schwartz, right? And then they go out of left field. How out of left field? There's only 3 guys. It's not like they came out and they're like, oh, hey, we're hiring Sean McDermott. He was one of the options, but he was the long shot on a lot of books. Bet Online, he was plus 900 for him to be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. And I think there's ideas, and I want to get to that about what I think the Browns actually saw and why they wanted to do it. But Ryan, this was shocking, and I didn't see many people that were on board with this selection when it came down on Wednesday morning. And I'm not saying the fan base should be right. It's not. I said this with you guys. Everybody was over the moon about Hugh Jackson. Everybody loved the Hugh Jackson hire because he was the number one candidate that offseason. He was going to go take that Giants job, and the Browns kept him in Berea, and they signed him to a deal. And I still remember everybody was so excited and felt like that was the turning of the Cleveland Browns.
Doesn't that make you feel a little? Doesn't that make you feel a little bit better though, Matt? Like you think of the parallels with the Hugh Jackson there. Everybody wanted it, didn't work out. But Matt, going back to your point real quick about like just this being out of the left field, like. And with Shieldhouse, you're right, because with all these candidates dropping out, with the way the search process felt out, it almost felt like, well, we need Shieldhouse to pick the Browns. And then the news comes out, well, they informed Shieldhouse that the Browns aren't picking him, right? It was kind of like a vice versa. I know a lot of fans don't like this because it was a little shocking, but I do think the immediate reaction would have been not nearly as intense if it didn't seem like it was that two-man race.
Well, I think the problem, which we'll get to with Jim Schwartz in a minute, was what was coming out and what was being leaked or released that the Browns want Jim Schwartz to stay. And I think that they so badly fumbled the bag on that. Because okay. Let's call it for what it is. The Browns kept leaking that because they wanted to keep pressure on Jim Schwartz to stay. Because they wanted it to be known their love for him, they want him to stay. They wanted to put all of this blitz on him to make him feel like, maybe I should stay. And it was the exact opposite where he goes, I'm gone. I'm out of here. And I think that is what conditioned a lot of us to feel like if it wasn't Shieldhouse, it was certainly going to be Jim Schwartz. That was a mistake on the Browns' part. That was a mistake on their part. Now, you could say, who cares? Because you play that, it didn't work. You're still in the same spot. You hired the guy you wanted to hire, and Schwartz was always going to leave anyway, right? Like, you tried your hardest to keep Jim Schwartz. And is there a chance he stays? I guess. Man, he's under contract. That doesn't mean anything. He'll retire. He'll leave. When he's telling people, I'll make this ugly if I need to.
I think he'll come back.
No, he's not.
I think he will, Matt.
I don't think so.
He'll count to 10, take a couple deep breaths,
there is
get a
an
raise,
element of that. You need to relax. That's good life advice. Sometimes you need to take a step back, go for a walk, get a night's sleep, and then try to make your decision. But I believe he's pretty entrenched and he's not coming back. So you went through this process. And I think that's another thing that people are kind of upset about, that this whole process led you to Todd Monken when he was kind of there the whole time. They had to fulfill a Rooney rule, which I understand. But he's not and maybe this is what we need, he's not the sexy hire. He's not the young offensive mind that everybody wanted. It was a shock. Now, let's go to the other side. We've had some time to digest this, to understand the Browns have hired Todd Monken. Okay. Why? Why did they hire Todd Monken? Okay. Two things. He's an offensive mind, and he's a veteran coach. Now, he's not been a head coach in the NFL. He's been a head coach in college, but he's a high play-calling, high-ranking offensive coordinator. That's it. Here's the craziest thing about me personally. That's what I wanted. Why am I anti-Todd Monken? I would prefer an offensive-minded guy, and what have I been screaming on this show for weeks about? I wanted somebody that is a veteran guy that's had some responsibility, that's been around the NFL before. I should be throwing bouquets right now. That's Todd Monken. Maybe I just didn't realize that. Now, to the tweet about why I didn't want Monken, he came out and admitted he didn't have a good relationship with Lamar Jackson. That threw up a giant red flag to me. And everybody, well, Lamar's not an easy guy to deal with. I know. But that is literally the job of the coach, to somehow get through to him, and he obviously wasn't. Monken, people are jumping on these EPA stats and Lamar's stats and how good the Ravens offense has been over the last couple of years. Is he bringing Lamar, Derrick Henry, Tyler Linderbaum, and is he bringing these guys with him to Cleveland? Of course they had a good offense. They have a 2-time MVP at quarterback. And was a shot at Todd Monken or not, those games without Lamar were tragic. And I think they won one with Cooper Rush or whatever, but still, like, he has good players. The offense looked good. He does not have that same opportunity here in Cleveland. He's got Shedeur Sanders. Pro Bowler Shedeur Sanders, by the way.
Congratulations.
Hey, man, not you. I know you're a Shedeur fan, but, like, the people ripping on this kid, it's not Shedeur's fault that he got picked for the Pro Bowl. What do you want him to do? Say no? Go yell at the Pro Bowl. Don't direct this at Shedeur. He didn't do anything, all right? But Monken has got an offense that is in disrepair right now. And I understand that they're going to invest in the offseason. They're going to make draft picks. They'll hopefully sign some free agents for the offensive side. And I think that was another reason why it leaned toward Todd Monken and why you eventually came to the point, this is a guy that's done it and he's got an offense. Now, with the idea of Schwartz leaving and building his staff, now everybody's coming out of the woodwork going, well, it's a good thing we didn't hire Nate Scheelhaase and Grant Udinski. These guys couldn't put a staff together. What have I been yelling about? What have I been telling you about Scheelhaase and Udinski? They've not done this. They don't have a book. They don't have 15 coaches that they could go call to build up an offensive staff, and let alone a defensive staff, and go hire a defensive coordinator. I kept saying that over and over again. And people were so drunk on, young offensive mind. Yeah, they've never done anything like this before. That's why I didn't want them to have this job. So we come out the other side. It's Todd Monken. I'm all in, man. I'm all in. I'm a Browns fan. I want the Browns to be good. Was he my pick? No. Don't care. He's the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Bring us a winner, coach. Do it. Please. And I'm on board, man. I'm on board. I end it today. I ended, honestly, on this segment about criticizing the hire because he's the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. We're all in. I don't have a choice. I argue with people about that with Andrew Berry. I want Andrew Berry to be good because he's the GM of the coach or GM of the Browns. I want him to pick the best players possible. Keep your job, please. I want the team to be good. That's all I care about. That's all any of us should care about as fans of the team. So now that Todd Monken is here, go get it, coach. Get after it. And we'll see how it goes. And people will just be doing this again in 2 years. I can't think like that, man. I just can't. I refuse to do that. So here we are. And I think, again, with his idea that he obviously pitched to the Browns about what he wants to do with the offense, was Shedeur a sticking point in this? The Ravens, they might have drafted Shedeur Sanders. I don't think that was a Todd Monken thing. And I don't think, frankly, that he sat down and maybe he did. I don't know. And said, I can turn Shedeur into... he's already a Pro Bowl quarterback. I can turn Shedeur into a winning quarterback. I think that conversation was more of, what can you just do? Again, Shedeur's here. He'll be a part of it. I think this really opens the door for Deshaun Watson to play again. I've been steadfast that I didn't think Watson was going to play again.
Yay.
Here we are.
Man, I'm excited for it. It's something new at the very least. I think this was better than a Jim Schwartz promotion. I'll stand by that.
Okay.
I think everybody acting like Jim Schwartz leaving is the end of the world. And I'm not discrediting what Jim Schwartz did with this defense, best hire the Browns have had in recent years. But again, he's not taking Myles Garrett with him. He's not taking Denzel Ward with him. If the defense takes a step back, if it means the offense is going to be palatable, I'll take that transaction, to be honest with you.
So
and we've seen the history of promoting from within. It's not good in the last 20 years. I think there's one coach with a winning record. I think it was Todd Bowles. Every single internal promotion has a losing record, Matt. It has not gone well.
Oh, no. They hired Mike Tomlin. That's right. Never mind. That's right.
Every single internal promotion. I think Todd Bowles is quite literally the only coach with a winning record. History would tell you it just doesn't work. And we're going to think the Browns are going to be the one example where that works. We need a palatable offense, Matt. I'd rather go next year and look at an offense upgraded and my defense takes a step back simply because I want to be able to watch the Browns and have fun. And I think that's how a lot of fans should feel. I don't want to see Jim Schwartz go, but if he does, I don't think it's really the end of the world like people are making it be.
All right, I want to talk about Jim Schwartz. We'll do that coming up. You knew this was always going to be a possibility, didn't you? And is there a chance that he could stay? The fallout to the rest of the team. We'll get all of it coming up right here. Fontana Show on Big Play, presented by our great friends at Physicians Ambulance. Excellence is not just a buzzword at Physicians Ambulance. It's what they deliver every single day. They are a third-generation family-owned business. Jason Hess's grandparents started this company in the 70s. And just, they've always been a fantastic company. But really over the last, 6-7 years, the explosion that is Physicians Ambulance, they are up to over 300 employees. They are in so many different cities now. Headquartered in Brecksville, North Ridgeville, Mentor, Kent, Warren, Ashland, Worcester, Columbus. They don't do that by just being status quo. They do that by striving for excellence. And they do that through their employees. They invest in continuous education, advanced care capabilities, and they want you, the employees, to be the best that you can because that helps everyone. That helps you further your career, whether it's at Physicians Ambulance or not. It helps the people that they are in the community helping to take care of. Skilled patient transports, event medicine with all the different events going on in downtown Cleveland. And again, Mentor, Kent, Warren, Ashland, everywhere that they are. But it all comes back to, again, the excellence that they strive to have every single day. You're going to have a fully stocked vehicle, calibrated equipment, one of the newest fleets of vehicle that you can find. It's because they continue to invest in their employees. That's what they do at Physicians Ambulance. So if you're an EMT or a paramedic and you're looking for work, or maybe you are just now starting the process, new year, new career, right? And you could just be starting out of going to get your certifications. It's never too early to reach out to Physicians Ambulance. They have full-time, they have part-time available, and they're growing for all the right reasons. They are, I tell you this, and I never lie to you. I never lie to you. I will tell you, they are an amazing company to work for. I've not worked for them, but I've known them a long, long time. They are an amazing company to work for. I invite you to apply. PhysiciansAmbulance.com is their website. That is PhysiciansAmbulance.com. Apply today and help them continue to set the standard at Physicians Ambulance. All right, we got to talk Jim Schwartz.
What?
He's out of a job. Maybe he needs to go to Physicians Ambulance. He might need a job. I don't know. Could you imagine if he shows up to pick you up?
I would love that. He's a strong, beefy man.
He's a strong dude. He's a big dude. But Jim Schwartz might need a job, man. I don't know. He's apparently cleared out his office.
Hashtag open to work.
Update that LinkedIn like Fernando Mendoza. Could you imagine his accolade? Number one defense in the NFL. Myles Garrett, two-term defensive player of the year.
He's hiding at the bottom of that Lions record.
Oh, man. Yeah, we don't. What do they always say? Don't put the bad stuff on your resume. Leave that off. But Jim Schwartz might need a job. Could it still be with the Cleveland Browns? We'll discuss it next.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Smart Choice Windows. Energy-efficient products at an affordable price. Visit smartchoicewindows.com today.
I saw the perfect kind of summary of what happened with Jim Schwartz yesterday. I think it was Tony Grossi. Tony sent it out. He goes, collateral damage. Because here we are. The Browns hired Todd Monken, and that in way shows the door to Jim Schwartz. Welcome back, Fontana Show, right here on Big Plays. Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Matt Fontana Show. I am at Matt Fontana 83. Ryan is at Ryan Tyler 33. You could follow my Instagram. I finally got the Matt Fontana 83 on Instagram.
Nice.
So now it's synced up. Because the 83 was my personal one, and I would get a bunch of people wanting. I'm like, you know what? Let's flip it over. So I'm on Instagram as well. But follow Big Play, YouTube, Twitter, our app, which was on fire with all the breaking news with Todd Monken. Check it out. We're everywhere. Presented by FanDuel, Physicians Ambulance, and Garage Beer. Jim Schwartz is gone. He's not coming back. There's no way that I think there's any chance that he's going to be the head coach. I know he's not going to be the head coach. I don't think he's going to be the DC here anymore either. So it all comes out pretty quick. Like as soon as they hire Monken, the reports are out. Jim Schwartz is saying goodbye to people. He's cleared out his office. He's willing to make this ugly if needed because he's under contract for next year. And I don't blame him. He had the strongest resume of any candidate. Think about that. He had the strongest resume of any candidate. He was a prior head coach. I know it didn't, again, to your point, Detroit maybe didn't go all that well.
So, but before you go on, Matt,
please,
that discussion about being a prior head coach, why is that so valuable?
I just think I'm going to try to apply. I used to do this a lot of my radio shows, right? I'm going to try to do it here. Whatever you do out there for work, right? You're an accountant, you're a plumber, a contractor, a nurse. Ryan is in the media world and a producer. Are you not better today than you were the day you walked in doing this?
Certainly.
Because you had to figure some things out. And I'm going to give you a great line that I got from Casey Coulis. I used to work with Casey back on the Really Big Show. And he would show me all these technical things. I used to learn a lot about IT and engineering and all that. And a great line, he goes, Matt, I can't show you some things until it breaks. There's no way for you to learn how to do this until something breaks. And I think about that in every application for any job ever. You're a snowplow driver. You're probably better at your job now because you ran into a driveway that you didn't know how to do or drive. Like, there's just so many little things that you got to pick up on the job. And I understand that if the Browns wanted to go with Nate Scheelhaase or Grant Udinski and sit there and we'll go through the hard times and the learning phase and the bumps and the bruises learning the job, I know you know me, and we know the Cleveland Browns. We're not standing for that. Don't lie to yourself. Come on now. Oh, it'll be okay. They'll figure it out. When have we ever given a coach like that the benefit of the doubt? Come on now. Come on now. Now, the same thing with Todd Monken. He's not been a head coach in the NFL, but he's been around a lot of it before. He's been through it before. So that was always my fear with Udinski and Scheelhaase. And I guess some of the things, exactly like I said, you don't know until you do it. You don't know what it's going to be like until you get in and do it. And you got to hope that, a guy like Ben Johnson, right? Ben Johnson was never a head coach before, but look at what he's doing in Chicago. And how do they learn how to do some of these things? Well, you got to get in there and do it. But I think the Browns are too fragile right now. I think the franchise is too fragile at this moment to gamble. I needed somebody that had some experience. And that's why, again, I really thought Jim Schwartz was going to be the answer because he had done that before, number one. Number two, you already had half or maybe even more of the team in that locker room and players that were going to be here that believed in him, that wanted to go play for him. You can't just buy that. And I'm sure Todd Monken will do the best that he can to win these guys over. But, like, I'm just going to bring up Myles Garrett. You don't think Myles Garrett's sitting there going, no, right? Like, I want him to be professional, and I'm sure they will be. But, like, as beloved as Jim Schwartz is, Todd Monken took his job. Todd Monken took his job. These are human beings. There is going to be a level of resentment there. And again, I'm assuming for the millions of dollars and their own accolades and their own pride, they're going to push past that. But that's, again, why I thought he was here. He was beloved in that building. He ran a good defense. He had a good system, and he'd been a head coach before. That was the strongest resume of any of the guys that they interviewed out there. And they set that aside. Now, the Browns coming out, as we talked about a little earlier, when they put this blitz on, bad pun, but I'm just saying, they put this blitz on of we want Jim Schwartz to stay here. We'd love him to stay. We'd love him to stay. And I will tell you that I believe not for a second that it was mandated. I do not believe for a second that the Browns were meeting with these candidates and saying you are required to keep Jim Schwartz. That's a bad idea. I do think it was brought up that we would really like you to keep Jim Schwartz. And I think there is a little, call it what you want, twist of fate that maybe Todd Monken was one of the ones that was more open to that and why they hired him. And lo and behold, it all blew up in your face anyway. But putting that blitz on, I think, changed people's perspective on this coaching search. And that's why it made it so tough. To talk just X's and O's, this is bad. I know you were talking earlier, Ryan. You say, I don't want to just dismiss Jim Schwartz to saying that it doesn't mean anything, because it does. But you're right. He's not taking Myles Garrett. He's not taking Denzel Ward. But there was something that he got out of this defense. There was something, and shout out to Ken Carman and Anthony Lima, because Lima brought up some good points too. Look at what Malik Collins did when he got here. Look what they got out of Tyson Campbell at a midseason trade. Look what they got out of Devin Bush, Ronnie Hickman. These guys were not, well, Devin Bush was, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they were kind of cast off. Ronnie Hickman was an undrafted free agent. Devin Bush was on the street. And they came in here, and they played really well. Do you think the development of Carson Schlesinger would have happened just under anybody? I don't know, but I know it happened under Jim Schwartz, and he's not going to be here anymore. That's not good. That's not good. And I get that the Browns, this is kind of a weird statement. They couldn't hold this whole thing up just for Jim Schwartz, because if they would have just hired him as the head coach. And I will say this. I understand what the Browns are seeing in Todd Monken. I get it. I see it. Right? Offense. That's it. Let's just stop it right there. That is the vision, and that is why they hired Todd Monken. If Jim Schwartz was doing what he was doing on offense, he'd be the head coach. They see this as, we have the built defense. Probably to your point, Ryan, we know we're going to take a step back, but it's not going to follow me on a visual here. Defense is here. Offense is here, right? You hire Jim Schwartz, it's probably going to stay that way. You hire Todd Monken, you think maybe the defense will come down to here, but maybe the offense will come all the way up here. That's what they're thinking here. And they're not wrong in that logic. Frankly, I'm on board with that logic because this is an offensive league. But I'm now worried about the players. I'm now worried how this is going to be received and resonated in that locker room with these players. Do I expect Myles Garrett to come out and demand another trade? No.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. It wouldn't be funny, actually. It'd be extremely stressful and terrible, but that's the sacrifice that you had to make in this whole thing. And just to put try to put myself in Jim Schwartz's shoes for a second, yeah, I'd be gone too. This was a slap in the face deal. He wanted this job. Let's also make one thing extremely clear. He wanted that job. He wanted to be a head coach again. And that has got to be so demoralizing to him. And that's why he packed his stuff up and left. And I know he's under contract. Let's not be silly here. He's not coming back. He's not. He has made it known. I'm sure he feels there's two ways he's going to feel this morning. On Thursday when he wakes up after this. He's either going to be a little less ticked off or he's going to be a lot more ticked off. I don't know. I don't think he's coming back, and I think the Browns will just release him from his contract. Do him that solid. There's no way they could sit there and hold that over his head. And I just think it'd be bad business to try to keep a guy around here that doesn't want to be kept around.
Clearly, an elite defense doesn't translate automatically to wins, as we know with our Cleveland Browns. You talk about Myles Garrett and losing the players a little bit. Sure, I understand that they love the figurehead that Jim Schwartz has been, that he's built this defense. But what's the easiest way to ease a guy like Myles Garrett's qualms? It's not to immediately hire the guy that he wants. It's to hire a guy that's going to make his offensive counterpart get up to his level, right? Like the second they see this offense be productive, and God, I hope Todd Monken can do that, Myles Garrett's going to be happy. He can chase 22 sacks again. He can go for 23. That doesn't mean he's going to be happy here in Cleveland. All I can tell you that. Like, it's winning. We all know that's the ultimate goal. And until you get your offense up to subpar level, at least palatable, be able to watch, nothing's going to change. And to Jim Schwartz, I just think people need to get a grip. He's a phenomenal defensive coach, but nothing's going to change on this team until you fix the offense. And if Todd Monken was truly the guy that the Cleveland Browns think is going to change the offense, then guess what? It's worth losing a defensive coordinator. I don't care who it is.
I completely agree with you. And that's the thing. There was always going to be give and take on this. And that's where you just hope that Monken can get the offense where it needs to go. And I'll tell you this. You're right, Ryan. We're sitting here in the middle of October and the offense looks better. Ain't nobody gonna be talking about
and
Jim
there you
Schwartz.
go. You go to Jim Schwartz, and I understand
Schwartz.
He's probably not going to come back, but what's the pitch to him? It's, listen, we went with Todd Monken. It's not your fault. He's an offensive guy. You're a defensive guy. You did a phenomenal job, but we're not winning because of how bad our offense is. Like, how many teams do you see get wins with bad defense? Like, the Bears' defense wasn't anything special, but they won because they had Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, and they scored a ton of points.
And you could sit there, and I'm gonna. There's a small little window for Jim Schwartz to come back, make him the assistant head coach, and give him a buttload of money.
That's what I'm saying.
I still think just on pride he's going to say no. All right, speaking of money, let's go FanDuel. Here's what we're going to do. We have the week off for the Super Bowl, so we're going to do a parlay this week, and we'll do another one next week. And we'll get ready to go for the big game coming up. It all comes your way next year on Big Play.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Garage Beer. No bitterness, no frills, no IPA, just beer-flavored beer. Find local retailers who sell garage beer near you by visiting drinkgaragebeer.com.
Oh, the most wagered event in the history of mankind is around the corner.
Is that a fact? Probably.
Yeah, no, unquestioned. Now I'm going to Google it. Most bet on...
Watch out for that AI line, do you?
Wait, I want to say sports. Game...
Sports event.
Sports event. Thank you. That's why I keep
Yeah, big brain.
Thank you. I don't have one, so that's why you're here. Welcome back. Matt Fontana, Ryan Tyler with you here on the Fontana Show, presented by FanDuel. We'll get to that in a second.
You can do a little
All right.
Googling
Okay, I'll tell you what. So this just is on an AI overview. The most bet on sports events in history. The big game, don't say, is the largest single event in the United States. Generates billions annually in legal bets. I've got 4 other ones up here. Take a guess.
So this is worldwide?
This is worldwide, and here's your hint. Not all of them are single individual. That's why I said like single thing that the game is
Was like the NBA Finals up there?
No.
Okay, is a World Cup up there?
The World Cup is up there. I didn't know if you get that.
Yeah.
The World Cup estimates 100 to 125 billion wagered across the tournament. Now, that is only every 4 years.
Can you bet on the Olympics?
You can, but it's not on here.
Interesting. Boxing, UFC.
The boxing is on here because it says high-profile fights like the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight is on there as well. There's one more single event.
Tennis?
No.
Golf?
Nope.
Single event, huh? Horse racing?
Kentucky Derby.
Kentucky Derby. Oh.
132.9 million was set a race record in 2018. Then, did you like that?
Please don't do that.
Then the final one's March Madness.
Valid.
Over 45 million Americans were predicted to bet $3 billion on the 2022 tournament alone.
How about those Red Hawks?
Yeah, let's go. Hey, yeah. There's a little action there for you. But the only place we bet is FanDuel. Let's get a parlay here in just a second. But folks, I've been having so much fun on FanDuel. The Cavs. Dude, can I tell you about the alt? That's my new favorite thing on FanDuel, is to go to the alt spread, to go to the alt player props. And the one, because Donovan Mitchell, like, you know, with the Cavs and Garland out Mobley, Donovan's got to do everything. I do a lot of alt points, rebounds, and assists. So pick him for like 30 or 35, but everything counts. A rebound is 1, an assist is 1, a point total. Obviously, it's one of my favorite things to do on FanDuel. Get betting. We enjoy it. Get ready to go for the big game, which is coming up. Hockey is going. You got college basketball. Tournament will be here before you know it. Again, the NBA or the big game, it's all coming up. And then the live side of it is so great, too. As soon as the game starts, you don't like where the spread is at. All right, let the first quarter play through. See where we're at after that. You don't like certain point totals, over, under. You know, Luka twists his ankle. But, of course, then he comes out and he's just a monster the rest of that game. That's the fun thing about FanDuel. As always, bet responsibly. Get on with FanDuel. Live player props, team totals, drive results, updated spreads, next play markets. You know the other thing that I've become a real big fan of? When you go to the game, you can click on the player. And underneath the player, like at Dean Wade. I was looking at Dean Wade for the Cavs-Lakers game, right? By the way, I love that. Points and rebounds for Dean Wade. Love it. You go right underneath, it tells you what he did the last couple of games. And it's all right underneath. FanDuel is the place to go. Get signed up. FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the app. Bet NFL all season long. Get into the NBA action. Must be 21 over, present in select states, or 18 over, present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit rghelp.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccp.org/chat in Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpline.ma or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York, a paid endorsement. I just want to show the parlay. We'll get into our breakdown next week, because I want to do 2 segments on the game next week. Brian, this is the parlay we came up for this week coming up as we get ready to go. We'll do 2 of them. Touchdown scores on this one. JSN. I'll tell you more about the spread next week, about why I'm really riding the Patriots. I like them plus the 4. But this is going to be our one for this week. Get hooked up there. Walker with Zach Charbonnet out. I think they're going to feed him a lot. And I think Stevenson's kind of overtaken Travion Henderson for some of those carries there.
I like the Patriots plus 4.5 a lot. I'm hoping this is a close game. That's a lot for a Super Bowl matchup, 4.5, to be honest with you.
All right, you want it? I'll give it to you right now.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, I love to score a touchdown, and then Kenneth Walker has to be the engine that makes that offense drive, so I like that as well. Ramondre Stevenson is the one that is maybe a little bit scary, but again, if the Patriots are going to be in this game, they got to command it on the ground. Ramondre Stevenson's going to get those goal line carries, so I'm in lockstep with you.
All right, I'm going to give you this graphic for next week's show, so everybody tune in next week as we're ready to go for the game. This is from Evan Abrams, who I love. He's great follow from the Action Network. Going back to Super Bowl 30, which is 30 years ago.
That's nuts.
Spreads of 4.5 or greater. There's been 16 of them. The underdog is 12-2-2.
Wow.
Against the spread when it's higher than 4.5. I'll run through the list. It's a really interesting list to look at. We'll get to next week's show on that. But that's why I like the Patriots. All right, coming up, Cavs! He's not coming back, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, is he? I don't know. Talk some wine and gold. Mobley injured again. Here we go. We'll get to all of it coming up. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Fontana Show here on Big Play, presented by FanDuel, Physicians, Ambulance, and Garage Beer. Nice win for the Wine and Gold over the Lakers. Did that not feel like the last time LeBron's going to play at Rocket Arena?
No, it did not, actually.
He was crying. He was emotional about it. Twisted his ankle. Do you agree with the statement he's not going to play for the Lakers next year?
Yeah.
One way or another, like that is a bona fide, that is a fact of this whole thing.
According to all the big brain NBA insiders.
Everybody says he's not playing for the Lakers next year. Would he come back?
I would think so.
I think so too. Now, the thing is, he's got to sign as a free agent. He's not coming here if we have to give up Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. Not giving up Evan Mobley. There's two untouchables on this team. I'm going to continue to say it's Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley. Anybody asks, you slam that phone down and tell them lose my number. Beyond that, Darius Garland, when healthy, looks amazing. And then Allen, DeAndre Hunter found it, didn't he, in the second half? I was so frustrated.
He read your tweet.
I did. I tweeted. I go, what happened to my guy? And here's the thing. The thing about DeAndre Hunter, there's players that you get frustrated with that you love to hate. I love DeAndre Hunter. I was so excited when they traded for him last year. I was like, yes, this is the piece. So my anger towards DeAndre Hunter is more like when you get upset with your kids. I love him. I want him to do well. Like, what's going on? Looks like he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and then he's hitting fall-away, jacked-up threes. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's back. LeBron is not coming here for a team to then have to be ravaged for him to then join the team. He is a free agent. He can sign for whatever money he wants to sign, in a way. And here's the crazy thing. He will then he's not making All-NBA this year. He's already missed too many games. So then the money, like what he signs, I know he's not going after the Supermax. He doesn't care about money. I could see it. I'm going to say no. I think he actually retires. I think he's going to retire. But where the Cavs are at right now, another calf injury in the NBA. Well, there's nothing they can do. It's the pace. Everybody said the pace. There's calf injuries. Hopefully Mobley can get back quick, but I feel robbed with the Cavs. I feel robbed because I've not seen the true Cavaliers team. In part because of injury and in part because of their own heads. They don't play right sometimes. They're not in it mentally, defensively. I feel so robbed that I've not seen the real Cavs. Show up in April. Do that. Show up with the real Cavs in April, and I'll be singing a different tune. All right. Back above 500. Grid comes your way next. All right, we walked it off on Justin Houston last week. I got a nice message from somebody on social media about that. Danny, I don't think helped last week. He was here, but that's all right.
He doesn't get that dinner.
Let's get to it now. Yeah, appetizer. He gets an appetizer. Here it goes, Immaculate Grid. Ooh, all right, Bengals are good.
Recorded an interception.
That's a spicy one.
That's a new one.
That's got to be Jordan Poyer.
You want to start with that one?
Sure. Jordan Poyer, Tre'Davious White.
Because like that, so this doesn't mean he had to record an interception on the Bills, correct?
I would highlight on top. Go up there, right there. Click on it.
When paired with one interception, must be cheaper with that team. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. So I would say Jordan Poyer had to have had
Good thing
one.
the Jets aren't on this thing, huh?
Yeah. That's... all right.
Jordan Poyer?
It's got to be Jordan Poyer.
Did he get a pick with the Bills?
He's played there long enough. He had to have had
That'd be a sad way to end this.
Yeah, sad way to start. Okay.
Okay. Recorded an interception with the... Didn't Aiden Hutchinson literally have a pick this year?
Yeah. But, like,
He's had one in his career.
Brian Branch had to have had one.
Yeah.
You want a...
Kirby Joseph.
You want a deep cut, buddy? Dre Bly.
Who?
You remember Dre Bly?
Clearly not.
Do it. Do it.
Dre?
Dre, last name B-L-Y. Yeah, nice.
How 6% of people pick Dre
All right,
Bly?
he played there a long
You
time.
didn't have a picture.
I love Dre Bly when he's
All
alive.
right. Ramsey didn't play for the Bengals or Buccaneers. So.
No. Yeah. Okay. All right. You just want to rip the Bengals here because Ryan Fitzpatrick, but he works for both of them up top.
Okay, so can we think
Yeah, think of one or the other. Bills, Bucks.
Bills, Bucks. Bills, Bucks. Any quarterbacks?
Why do I keep thinking of running back?
Was Sean McCoy? Right?
Yeah.
He played for both of those
Yep, he did.
squads, right?
Yep. Okay.
So
now you
we
can go
can
Fitzpatrick.
Fitz.
Cool.
All
All right. Okay.
Bengals, Lions, Marvin Jones.
That is correct. And then Andrew Whitworth. Okay.
Buccaneers, Lions.
Adrian Peterson didn't play in Tampa, I don't
believe
think.
so.
Okay. Megatron didn't go anywhere. It's not Stafford. It's not, I don't think it's Joey Harrington. Let's move off that one because I feel like we're going to be able to get the Lions or the Rams and Buccaneers.
Buccaneers and Rams. That would be Baker Mayfield.
That would be Baker Mayfield. I knew there was one. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Buccaneers, Lions.
I keep thinking of defense for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know why I can't get off defense. It's not Jason Pierre-Paul. There is a D lineman that is just stuck in my head, but I can't place it. It's not Yannick Ngakoue.
Not Vita Vea.
Not Vita Vea. It's not Jared Allen. Right? He played Detroit, I think. All right, let's think of the current Bucks.
Okay.
It's not Mike Evans.
No.
Not K. Dotton.
No.
Chris Godwin has been there.
There's got to be a quarterback, right?
Yeah, it's got to. I mean, Brad John.
Jameis never made his way to the Motor City.
Is it Brad Johnson?
No idea.
I know he played in Tampa. I want to believe he played in Detroit, but I don't know for sure. I think he did. Am I getting him and Joey Harrington confused? I might be. I want to believe it's Brad Johnson.
Should we rip Brad Johnson?
Sure.
Or is there a kicker that we could easily think of?
Chase McLaughlin never kicked in Detroit. I don't.
Should we rip Brad?
I guess.
All right, man. Here we go.
Here we go. I got him and Joey Harrington.
And
Dom
Overthought that
What was
one.
I just screaming about a D lineman?
Overthought it.
Why was I was screaming D lineman and I couldn't think of Ndam Kungsu? Damn good, man. Back to 500. All right, wrap things up next. Stay with us. All right, appreciate everybody joining us this week here on the show. If you missed it, go to YouTube, search for Big Play, follow us on Twitter at Matt Fontana Show. And as always, we really appreciate your support. We can go no further without saying, José Ramírez, man, congratulations. Wow. I sent a tweet out And everybody goes, I go, we don't deserve him. People go, what do you mean? We deserve him. The fans, we deserve him. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. That guy is, without a doubt, one of the greatest Cleveland athletes to come out play in this town. He is beloved here for a reason. I'm glad he got paid. You want to know the biggest thing I take away from that José Ramírez deal? Deferred money. Blitzer's coming in. We know that. He'll be here soon. Hopefully get a little bit more money, uptick, all that. Just find him a bat to bat behind him, please. Nobody's buying anything, though. Oh, except Kyle Tucker. Whatever. But I think the lockout's coming next year. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. But thank you to José Ramírez. Great job on the Guardians. And I, like all of us, need to warm up and get ready for some baseball. We'll be at. All right, appreciate everybody joining us. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks to our friends at FanDuel, Physicians Ambulance, Garage Beer. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. And as always, take it easy. I'm Matt Fontana, and as always, take it easy.